Steel, a material that is vital in everything we do, every day of our lives. Steel, a material so versatile that its uses are countless. Steel, a material which so many of us just take for granted. Steel is all around us. Stop and consider that just about everything you see and use is either made from steel or was made using steel products in some way. In fact, it's perfectly fair to say that nothing in this world can be made, moved or manufactured without steel. The versatile nature of steel is achieved thanks to an ability to meet hundreds of different specifications. There's steel which has strength, steel which is springy, steel that can be pressed and shaped, steel that is hard, and steel that is soft. There's a type of steel suitable for just about every task you can think of applying it to. So, if steel is the product that helps make everything else, how is steel itself actually made? Well, the quick answer is, you take iron ore, coke and limestone, put it into the top of a blast furnace, blast air at it until it's very hot, white hot in fact, and out of the bottom you get molten iron, the base material from which steel is made. Making molten iron into steel involves removing some impurities, such as carbon and silicon. In other words, it has to be refined. This is achieved by blowing oxygen onto it. Other elements are then added to adjust the steel's composition and make it suitable for any one of the thousands of purposes for which it could be used. The molten steel is then solidified before being formed into a suitable, usable shape. Well, that's the quick answer. But to give you more detail of how steel is produced, we're going to take a closer look at each process.
Preview. Preview. Preview.
Steel is an alloy or mix of mainly iron and carbon. Iron ore is common in the Earth's crust and contains iron chemically bonded to oxygen. It's mined in places such as the Americas, Australia and Scandinavia, and then shipped to steelworks around the world. Ores from different sources are blended together to produce a favourable mix, which is then combined with coke and heated to produce the iron-rich material called sinter. Sintering reduces waste and produces an efficient raw material for the blast furnace. Carbon is also required for the blast furnace process, and this is supplied in the form of coke. To make coke, coking coal is heated in an oven. This drives off volatile byproducts, leaving carbon. The gas produced in this process is used as a fuel, whilst other byproducts such as tar, benzol and sulphur are extracted and refined. Where feature steelwork or curved structural steelwork is required, the steel will be sent to a specialist fabricator. Here, through the use of roller bending or press braking equipment, curves and bends can be created. Non-destructive testing, NDT, is carried out to ensure that welds are free from unacceptable defects, such as cracks and inclusions. The main NDT techniques are magnetic particle testing. This utilises a magnet and a magnetic liquid on the surface of the weld, and ultrasonic testing, which involves sending sound waves through the weld and interpreting the resulting echo pattern on an oscilloscope. For simple beam to tubular column connections, either the fin plate connection or an end plate detail using hollow bolts or fully threaded bolts in flow drill holes are most suitable. For moment connections, a stub connection can be used. The column is delivered to site with a short stub of beam fully welded and is connected by end plates to beams on site. Alternatively, a steel beam moment connection can be used. Here, plates are attached to the column to enable bolting of the beam through both top and bottom flanges and through the web. The end plate beam-to-beam connection is similar to the beam-to-column end plate connection. However, because the top flanges of the beam support floors or roof structures directly, the top flange at the end of the incoming beam has to be notched. An alternative detail is to provide a projecting welded bracket or plate on the supporting beam. Adjustment is similar to the beam-to-column.